Topians, what's poppin', and welcome back to episode 2 of the EnCURRYgment Podcast. Today, we're going to be focusing on the aspect of commitment to excellence, which just so happens to be the motto of Green Valley High School, the Gators. We are commitment to excellence. Of course, if you guys do like this podcast episode, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on that bell notification so you guys are notified next time we upload another podcast video. And yeah, let's jump straight into the podcast. Alright guys, here we are. EnCURRYgment Podcast, episode 2. Last week, we talked primarily about just like self-love and self-respect. Today, we're going to be focusing on the aspect of commitment to excellence, which you guys heard in the intro, which is the motto for Green Valley High School. It's the commitment to excellence aspect. Pretty much what commitment to excellence means, coming from a person that has attended Green Valley High School and has heard it 200 different times from the mystery man, Kent Jonathan Roberts IV. Pretty much commitment to excellence is just committing yourself to become excellent. Because you will have times in your life where you're going to have obstacles that you must overcome. It's going to happen, and if you're not there yet, you'll get to that point, and you'll see what I mean when you get to that point. But I think a pretty big thing is sometimes people kind of trail away from the overwhelming aspect when I mean commitment. So when I mean commitment, you have to be not only... Commitment consists of pretty much 3 factors. Consistency, of course, staying on track. That's what consistency means, just like being on track, making sure you're consistent with things, you're on time. And then, of course, just being dedicated. You have to be dedicated to be committed. Because if you're not dedicated, what is dedication without, what is commitment without dedication? You have to be dedicated in what you're doing. And you have to be passionate. That's another big one, is you have to be passionate about your dedication to be committed. So, like I said in the previous episode, just like really knowing what you're worth when it comes to commitment, that is how you can find commitment in yourself. And I think that's a really, really big thing when you're talking about commitment to excellence. And when we talk about the excellence aspect, it's the whatever you want to do. Okay, so the excellence is not commitment to excellence, but like the saying is primarily being commitment to what you want to do, commitment to your dream, commitment to the job that you want, commitment to this, or whatever. It's commitment to something that you want and something that you want to achieve. So if it's commitment to excellence towards your school, it's commitment towards school. Commitment towards schoolwork. That excellence aspect is something that you want to succeed in. So you want to be excellent in it. So it's commitment to the excellent aspect. And so when we're speaking about commitment to being excellent, you want to be consistent, determined, and you want to be, of course, passionate. You, of course, if you're passionate about something, you'll work and you'll strive harder to achieve that goal, right? And I want to address something real quick. My hand is in a cast. And let me explain this, that way you guys kind of understand if we're going to be taking a little bit of a detour. So, of course, I'm a goober. So I was carrying some pretty big metal barricades at my work. They kind of tumbled over and smashed my wrist, and I guess I have some sort of thing going on in my wrist right here that they said they can't. They took an x-ray. They pretty much said that they can't see completely if it is broken until they get an MRI. But she said that there's a good chance that it is fractured in some way. So she put me in a cast and said, we'll get an MRI done. So I will, of course, let you guys know next time, of course, next Thursday when I do episode 3, what's going on, give you guys an update. If I'm in or out of the cast at that point, I'll know if I have a fracture. So, of course, if you guys are believers, just please be praying for me. And if you're not, wish me good luck, because I'm going to need it. It's all right here, so I can be clapping my hands and stuff, and it won't hurt. It's just all right here in this area. So that's a good thing. And I can still write, but I'm also ambidextrous, so I can do both. But yeah, let's get back on track. So committing to excellence, of course, like we were talking about, commitment just staying focused. Of course, when you're dedicated to something, and I'm going to give you guys a story real quick about me being committed to excellence. So, I started my high school journey at Del Sol Academy of the Performing Arts. It was, at the time, and I still think it is, a magnet high school dedicated to the performing arts. So, that's band, orchestra, theater, and then choir and musical theater and stuff like that. Those are all a part of the performing arts area. So I started my journey there, got accepted there, and I went there for about, it was my entire freshman year, and, a little blurry there. Okay, let's focus back in. Focus. There we go. So yeah, it was about 2 weeks in I started to rethink my idea of going to that school because some things happened. And then of course closer to the end of the year, I ultimately made the decision to switch over to Green Valley High School. But when I did go to Del Sol, I learned of a couple things. Being consistent on my task creates excellence. So I was always just pushing myself to become not only a better person, but a better student, a better coworker, a better friend, and even a better son. And like, I pushed myself to just be the best version of myself. But I pushed myself too hard. I was going through some things at the time, and I couldn't really explain all of it because I didn't have all the answers. And so I went to school with a frown. I didn't really talk to anybody for an entire week. I ended up leaving the role of Van Helsing in Dracula because I did not feel like I was that part anymore. I didn't feel like I was myself anymore. And of course, at points during the process of that, I did regret it a lot because I had an outstanding theater director at Del Sol, and he taught me so many things down the line. He taught me not only to be committed to myself, but be committed to the theater department, be committed to the people in theater as a whole, theater as the environment, to be committed to it. And I think that is one of the things that I admire about him, is he told me to stay committed. And I, of course, never got to tell him thank you for that. But, before I left. But I went to Green Valley, and I explored my options at Green Valley because I did not feel like Del Sol was the right school for me, not just because of the things I was enduring there, but because it was further away from me and stuff. And so my sophomore year, I transferred over to Green Valley High School. And from there, I went through my sophomore year behind an outstanding theater director again, but I also was taking technical theater. And I had the thoughts of changing schools again because I didn't feel like it was right for me. But I had a lot of peers, and my family, my friends, my coworkers, the people that just surrounded me told me that it was not a good idea. And I tried to buzz them out for a while. I tried to buzz them out, say, oh, you're wrong, or, whatever. I tried buzzing them out because I didn't feel like they were correct. And that was a mistake on my part, because I pushed myself to my own ideology, my own thinking, my own ideas, rather than trusting the people that see other perspectives. And I had already went through the change of one school, and my parents were making the argument of, you don't want to be switching schools forever because you only get one high school experience and you want to have the best of the high school experience. And they were right. So I prayed about it, and I came to the decision that wasn't going to leave Green Valley. I went there for my junior year, and it was probably one of my best that was the best high school year I can guarantee you, because I stayed committed. And that year I was committed more than any other year I have ever had in school. I was the lead role in one of our plays called Somewhere Nowhere. I was part lead role. but I was lead role and stuff, and I stayed committed to it. We went through pretty much all of our shows and stuff, and I could never be more thankful to not only my theater director at Green Valley, but the friends and peers that stood there and helped me when I needed it, and told me to stay committed to the school, told me that I needed to stay. And I grew more relationships there than I did at Del Sol. And I think it's because the people at Green Valley, they're not magnet students, so there's a wide diversity of people, but there's also people that go to Green Valley that aren't a part of performing arts. And being not a part of performing arts, you get other perspectives. And I got other perspectives. And so I decided to do technical theater, decided to do regular theater, and I stayed committed on it. So my junior year was great. Of course, now I'm in my senior year. I'm being my cap and gown at the end of the year, so yay. But yeah, I stayed committed to it, and I didn't let myself fail down the line. And I stayed committed, and I pushed myself, but I did not push myself overboard. I stayed committed to what I was going to do, but I did not push myself overboard, because of the fact that if you push yourself overboard, you're going to push yourself too hard to the point of you're not going to want to do it again, because you already have the mindset of I'm going to fail, because you already failed once. And you can't let that, you cannot let that become your reality. I saw a thing the other day. It was an AI video of Donald Trump saying, of course it wasn't him, but it was an AI video saying if you had $87,249 in your bank account, and somebody went into your bank account and stole $10, would you be willing to spend the rest of your $87,239 to go chase after the person that stole your $10? And of course, the obvious answer would be no. So if there's 87,249 seconds in a day, and somebody messes up 10 seconds of it, why let that 10 seconds defer the rest of your 87,000 seconds that you have in the day? And it's really smart. So why would you let somebody's 10 seconds dictate the rest of your day, or the rest of how your day goes? Just the same as if someone stole $10 out of your bank, you're going to spend the rest of your money going chasing after the person that, you lose all your money just to go chase after the person that of the 10 seconds. Like, you lose all of it over $10. You lose every second over 10 seconds, and you cannot let that happen, because if someone messes up your day or something, of course, that's just an obstacle you have to overcome. And just remember that there are people, regardless of who it is. If that's me, if you live halfway across the country and that's me, shoot me a text, shoot me an email or something. Like, I may not be able to get back to it right away, but I'll definitely try my hardest, because I want you to know that you have someone there wherever you're at. Wherever you're at in your relationships with your peers, your family, your friends, the relations that you have, if you believe in a religion, or if you believe in a relationship with God or something, like if you guys have, questions, or if you guys have, something that you're going through that you need help working through, dude, you have people around you to help you with that. You have people around you to just of course, comfort you. You have people, I promise, no matter who you are in this entire world, you'll always have somebody. And if that somebody is someone that you just don't know, then that's somebody that you just don't know. But sometimes it's better to have somebody than nobody. And that's when you always have somebody comes into play, because there's going to be points in your life where you might not have anybody you'd like to speak to, but there's people that you may not know that you speak to anyway, because there is nobody. And sometimes you just have to get things off your chest. And when you do, it creates bonds with other people. People that you don't know, you create lifelong friendships with it. Lifelong relationships, because of conversations you decided to have. You decided to take the leap of faith, to take that, to have the confidence to create that relationship with that person, because you were going through something, even though it was a complete stranger. Like, sometimes it just takes that leap of faith. And when you take that leap of faith, you will never regret it. Now, there's going to be parts in your life where you take that risk, like we were speaking about last episode. You'll take that risk and it might not work out, but it is always better to jump into the unknown rather than, of course there's going to be times where you don't want to take the risk, and that's completely okay. But if you miss out on an opportunity that you won't be able to get back, sometimes people will give up at that point. And you don't ever want to give up. So if you fail at something, don't give up. Because people always say practice makes perfect, and no. Perfect practice makes perfect. You have to practice perfect to become perfect. And you won't be perfect. It doesn't matter where you're at, but you won't be perfect. You yourself won't be perfect. People that are around you won't be perfect. Nobody is perfect. But you can get to the point where you can strive to be as perfect as you can be. And if you strive for that, you'll get somewhere. If you have the determination and the commitment to excellence in your mind, you'll get somewhere. So that's pretty much for this episode. I appreciate you guys for coming to the episode, for listening to me ramble and stuff. Episode 3 will be up next Thursday, like it's always going to be every Thursday. So yeah, Thursday, we'll wait for episode 3 to come out. It's going to be a great one. So we might have a guest on that episode. So if we do, hold your thumbs up. So, all right, guys, I appreciate you guys coming to episode 2 of the EnCURRYgment Podcast. Remember to be you, be unique, stay safe, and I'll see you all later. Peace.